everyone, and welcome to my quarterfinal predictions of Euro 2024. That starts off on the 5th of July, 5 PM. It's Spain versus Germany. What a game to watch. This is going to be an exciting game, full of chances and thrills, but Germany, they won at 2-0 against Denmark. That is good. Kai Havertz, yet again, having loads of opportunities. He does the good stuff, but then the shooting is his problem. He could only score from a penalty. No goals in play. Like, Kai Havertz looks good. For example, with his dribbling ability, he took a really good touch, and it should have been another goal for Germany there. He went on and he missed the opportunity. That's a prime example of Kai Havertz, and I feel like if you're missing opportunities against a Spain side which is ruthless, you know, if they go 1-0 down against any team, they're going to straight away bounce back. They have won all their games, only conceding one, and they've battered every single one of their opponents. I know, obviously, in terms of results, they haven't, but like against Italy, they deserve to win that 2-3-0, but they won at 1-0. Spain are battering teams. 35 shots, 13 on target, and we look at their passing. I know it's not all about stats, but still, 94% pass accuracy. It shows they're clinical in their passing, and they still manage to score 4 goals, even after being 1-0 down. They can get straight back into it, and any underdog is not going to be good against Spain because they are ruthless. And in my opinion, despite Germany being the host of the tournament, despite players like Musiala, Toni Kroos, Rudiger, which also supports the attack quite a bit, and I'm sure he's going to give Germany a lot of opportunities by playing the long ball over the top to Kai Havertz. I'm sure that's going to give Germany a lot of opportunities, and it's going to make the game even more exciting, and they've definitely got a chance. But I feel really confident that Spain are going to win this. I feel like they are the better side. They have been the best side, and they look the most convincing. Evidently, they do have an average age that is younger than Germany. I compare the two sides, and I feel like Spain has an absolute fantastic side in the Euro 2024. I feel like Germany maybe has a better side on paper, but the way Spain play, they're attacking, thrilling football. I feel like will destroy Germany, especially if the likes of Kai Havertz can't put away his opportunities like he did against Denmark. Again, Germany could get a penalty or something and then he can put that away. But I don't know, but I feel really confident about Spain winning this. I'm going 3-1 Spain. I'm sorry, I'm knocking out the hosts in the quarterfinals. My opinions have changed since the start of the season, but I feel like Spain just look really, really good. And they are going to go all the way to the final. If they win against Germany, they're going to go to the final. Vice versa, if Germany win it, they're probably going to go to the final. Moving on to the next game, a bit later on the 5th of July, it is Portugal taking on France. What an interesting game this is going to plan out to be. Very interesting game. Cristiano Ronaldo versus Kylian Mbappe. Huge one for Ronaldo because he's yet to actually score. And he missed the penalty in extra time in the last game against Slovenia of all teams. He missed the penalty. He was nervous. He has the pressure on considering it's going to be his last Euros ever. And he was actually crying, poor chap. He was crying, unfortunately. Evidently, the emotions getting to Ronaldo. End of his career. And it means so much to Ronaldo. Does that mean maybe, with the passion it means to Ronaldo, maybe that can pour on Portugal to get something? And overall, I don't think that's going to really take an effect. I think in terms of performances, Portugal have scored 0 in the last 2 games. And France, throughout the entire tournament, have been quite low scoring. And I would say underachieving, considering that France team looks so good. I think they are underachieving. I feel like it's going to be very low scoring. I'm going 0-0 full time, another 0-0 draw for Portugal. And I think it's going to go to extra time. I'm not saying penalties. I feel like Portugal won't have the energy, won't have the desire. And France, being the better side on paper, will win at 1-0 for extra time. Kylian Mbappe will finally get a goal that isn't a penalty in this tournament. And it'll be 1-0 to France after 120 minutes. You know what? It could actually go Portugal's way because I'm not too confident about France in this Euro 2024 tournament. But France are the better side. I'm only going to just go France. Moving on to the next game. It's the Saturday, 6th of July. And a big game for England as they face Switzerland. This is going to be tough. England, you've heard it everywhere. England are playing terrible. Do I think we've got any chance against Switzerland? I'll say this now. In my opinion, Switzerland is the favourite coming into this. They are the favourites. Considering how England have played, and now it's getting closer to that final. And also, England facing Switzerland is the hardest opponent of the tournament for England by a long shot, in my opinion. And considering we scraped against Slovakia, which can I say, I wasn't actually there at the game specifically, but I watched it on TV. I was celebrating like crazy. And I've seen other content creators, 3 or 4 or 5 content creators, go to the England match, and apparently it was so positive, and they're absolutely loving it, and they're really, really going for it, and it was absolute scenes, and the crowd was fantastic, the fans were fantastic, and maybe, by some chance, we can beat Switzerland. Now, huge news, as Marc Guéhi has got too many yellow cards, they will not be available. He will not be available for this game, which he's probably our best player so far. Well, at least the best defender, in my opinion. Who would we replace Guéhi with? I mean, Konza got brought on for the 15 minutes, so I'm assuming Gareth Southgate would go with Konza, which is an alright pick. I mean, out of all the players, I'm sure he's probably a fine pick. Kieran Trippier, unfortunately, has had a bad game against Slovakia. That's because he is positioned out of position. I didn't think it really mattered whether he was on the right or left, but it does. It does, because when he's running up that left flank and then he cuts in because he wants to use his right foot, that staggers the attack, therefore slows down the attack, and then, you know, the opposition, for example Slovakia, can get back and regroup and have a good defensive structure. So that is a mistake, and Trippier has to not playing left back. He either plays in right back or not at all, I think is the general thing going around, and I agree, simple as that. But one thing I want to happen is I want to see Anthony Gordon play. As a Newcastle fan, I want to see him play, and he's not. Overall, England, I think it will be a slight improvement. I feel like because of the intensity, because it's getting closer to that final, automatically the players will be pumped up for the game. You know, I'm not saying Gareth Southgate's going to change the tactics, but it will be a bit more fluent football. The end of the Slovakia game, yeah, when we scored those 2 goals, it seemed like a different England. We seemed up for it. We seemed to be creating opportunity after opportunity, and that's what I absolutely love. And I feel like we're gonna win this. I'm not confident saying it. It's not gonna be super duper convincing, but it's gonna be our best game that we're gonna play throughout the entire tournament so far. But it's still not gonna be the England side we still know. That's my prediction. It's gonna be a slight improvement. But if we do play the same as we did against Slovakia, against Slovenia, then I feel like we will 100% lose against either Netherlands or Turkey in the semi-finals. But I am going to go 2-1 after full time against Switzerland. Switzerland do have some great defenders like Akanji and Fabian Schär, so it's going to be hard to break down that side. Without Marc Guéhi, it could really go the complete opposite direction without Marc Guéhi in that defence. But it's 2-1, but what do I know? I said Austria win at 4-0, so I could be talking absolute shambles. Getting on to Austria winning 4-0 against Turkey, the next game is Netherlands versus Turkey, and Turkey obviously won against Austria. They were the massive underdogs going into that game. Overall, they managed to finish on 6 points in the group stage, and they beat Austria. To be honest, the first goal was very scrappy. The second goal was a good header, but overall, I felt like Austria, my prediction 4-0 could have easily happened. You look at it, Austria did have 21 shots, 5 on target, and Turkey had barely any opportunities in that game, and they were probably the worst side, and Austria are very unlucky. And saving them was their goalkeeper. Is it Mertz? I'm sorry if that's not even his name, but I can barely remember his name. I think it begins with M. My apologies again. I think it's Mertz in goal. What a save. The thing is, it's the fact that he was late to react that makes it even better. That he was late to react and he still managed to get there. And it was like 15 seconds to the full-time whistle or something like that. Or very near the end of the game. That's fantastic. Turkey, the fans, which are crazy fans, can I say. Like the Georgia-Turkey game was absolutely crazy. They managed to get through. I'm so sorry, Turkey. But to be honest, Austria, if there was going to be a winner in terms of performance, Austria was the team. But that's what's fantastic about the Euros. You don't have to perform well to actually progress. Cody Gakpo, genius, isn't he? Honestly fantastic. That run he made in the middle of the park. And then Netherlands pressing Dumfries, pressing Romania to make a mistake, eventually leading to a chance which should have been taken. The amount of clear-cut chances that Netherlands had, and they didn't take them, was on another level. They had so many chances, Netherlands. They won at 3-0. They were tons better than Romania. Much more convincing, unlike the Austrian game. And I think Netherlands will get this a comfortable win against Turkey. I'm not going to go 4-0 again. I am going to go 2-0 to the Netherlands. Sorry, Turkey. Again, maybe it's a case that if I say your team to lose, Turkey, then they will do the opposite effect and win. So maybe you should take this as a positive prediction, because that means now you're going to go and win if it's anything like the Austrian game. But anyway, those are all my predictions. Come on, England. It's coming home. I hope. Wah!